Hello, my name is Pratibha and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'll tell you a little bit about my journey in cooking and what inspires me. Some of my early memories are spending time with my mom. I was a very little girl when I would help her with squeezing lemon or breaking cashews, or we had this stone grinder for grinding batters. I really enjoyed doing that, and she would freak out because she thought my hands would jam. And I used to enjoy watching her cook as well. She was a very creative person and she cooked some really good food. Her flavors were awesome. I mean, I still remember some of those. And we always had a lot of people coming around our house. And she was a great host. She would cook up a storm with all sorts of dishes, right? And unexpectedly, and very shockingly, she passed away when I was 13. And at that time, we were all in a bit of a shock. We didn't know a lot, and we definitely didn't know how to cook. She, being a very organized person, had left behind a full pantry, fully stocked, and we didn't know what was what in there. So my sister and I, we started experimenting. We just dived into it. We figured out things as we went along. There were a lot of failures and there were many successes as well. So that was our inspiration. That was my inspiration, trying to recreate the flavors that my mom would cook, trying to make the dishes that she would make. And then over a period of time, I got inspired by foods that I ate, other places like restaurants or somebody else's house, or during travels. So the way I have learned to cook is experimenting. The things that inspire me are what's around me, what's in the pantry. And I also got into healthier cooking. So when shopping, I make it a point to buy healthy stuff, healthy ingredients. And then I don't plan, I just go along and make something, create something, and try different world foods, right? I like foods from different cultures, different parts of the world. So today we'll make something that's a bit of a fusion as well. And it's going to be a vegan shakshuka. Shakshuka is a Middle Eastern, it's made more as a breakfast type food, and with eggs on top of it. I'm not using eggs, we're going to do it vegan with a little bit of my own twist to it. And let's get to it. So I'm using a wide shallow pan. You want to use something that is oven safe, because this will later go into the oven. Iron, cast iron would work. I'm putting some extra virgin olive oil in here, and then I will also put some onion that I chopped, which is about one medium or large onion, finely chopped. So I'm going to put that in here and saute it. Until it is nice and translucent. Okay, so onion is almost done sauteing. So at this time I'll add 3-4 cloves of garlic that I chopped earlier. You don't want to add garlic with the onion because garlic tends to burn faster. So you want to add it later on and then saute for another minute. And now I'm going to add one red bell pepper that I chopped. Sweet pepper, then finely chopped, and saute for another minute. I have one firm tofu, a cube of firm tofu that I have crumbled, and I'm going to add that in here as well. And we'll saute that also for a little bit. Sometimes I add chorizo for a little bit of flavor if you want to do that as well. Today I'm just adding just plain stuff. If you have chickpeas, just smash it a little bit and add that. Alright, it's been sauteing for a couple of minutes now, 2-3 minutes. Now I'm going to add a cup of spinach that I roughly chopped, baby spinach, Again, you can add mushrooms if you like. Okay, at this time I'll put in a few spices. So let's start with some salt to season. I'm adding a couple of teaspoons of cumin powder. Cumin powder gives a nice smoky flavor, and some paprika. Chili powder for some heat, and also some freshly ground pepper. Just give it a stir. Adjust the flavors to, whatever I showed, maybe to my liking, to what my kids like. Adjust the flavors, taste. And one thing that you notice is, when you have all these different ingredients, the colorful, how colorful it looks. I feel that healthy food is colorful. So go ahead and try combinations of different things, make it colorful. I'm going to, at this point, add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Try to use organic whenever you can. And if you have fresh in season, use fresh ingredients as well. So it's been cooking for a few minutes now. I have the oven preheated. It's heated at 400 degrees. So at this point in time, usually what is the authentic way of doing it is they put eggs on this and then put it in the oven, and then the eggs cook over this in the oven. I'm making a vegan version, so what I will do is use eggplant. I'm going to lay those eggplants that I have cut in halves all around like that, right? Let's put it this way. I remember when I was young, one time I went to the store, to the market down the street, saying that I wanted to do get the vegetables. I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, and I brought home 3 eggplants. My mom said, "Don't ever buy 3 eggplants again next time. Buy more, get more vegetables." So this reminds me of her as well, the eggplants. So I'm going to lay these out all around, and then this will go in the oven. So let's put it like that. So I'm also going to drizzle a little bit of oil over the eggplant, just so it cooks well, like that. And you can put some salt as well. So I'm going to just to season it, I'm going to put some salt over it. So I decided to drizzle some paprika over it as well. My oven is hot. It's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm putting this in the oven now. It is heavy. So while that's in the oven, we'll put it for 30 minutes. I'm setting my timer here for 30 minutes. While that's happening, I'm going to serve the shakshuka today with polenta. And polenta you may know as grits as well. It's made out of cornmeal. For every cup of cornmeal, I use 4 cups of water. I'm doubling, so I'll be using 2 cups of cornmeal and 8 cups of water. I'll add a couple of teaspoons of salt in it as well for seasoning. And I'm warming up bringing my water to a boil right now. Okay, so the water has come to a boil. I'm going to reduce it all the way to low. I've measured 2 cups of my polenta here. And I'm going to slowly put it into the water while I keep stirring. If you've made upma, this is exactly like that. So just keep putting little by little and mix it up. And then keep it on low and cover it and cook for about 30 minutes. It will need about that long for the cornmeal to cook, for the polenta to cook. Keep stirring in between every 5 minutes or so until it's done. And once it's done, after half an hour, we will add some butter, vegan butter to it, and you can also add some vegan cheese to it. If you are not vegan, if you don't want to do it vegan, you can add butter and regular cheese as well. So there you go. I've brought it to her, mixed it in, and I'm gonna simmer it and we'll come back. Okay, this is done now. It's been 30 minutes and the timer just went off. I'm taking the shakshuka out of the oven and I'll let it cool for a few minutes. And at this point, I'm going to sprinkle some chopped cilantro. You can also put parsley if you want over it for garnishing. It's looking beautiful and it's ready to be eaten. So this has been cooking for about half an hour now. I'm going to put some vegan butter into it, 4 tablespoons, about 2 tablespoons for a cup. I'm not using cheese, so I'm adding 4 tablespoons. Otherwise, you can reduce it to 2 tablespoons if you're adding cheese. And then just give it a stir, and it's cooked and it's ready. You see that it's thickened. It will thicken some more when it cools, and then it's going to be ready to serve. So I'll just cover it and leave it for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to switch it off. All right, it's time to eat. So I'm going to plate the polenta here in the middle of the plate. And some of the shakshuka with eggplant. You can see that the sauce is nicely cooked. It's all nicely absorbed, and it's looking beautiful. And there you go. Enjoy. And I hope I have shown what inspires me and passed on that inspiration to you as well. Usually my kids are where you are. That's how it started, where they would watch me sitting on high chairs when they were maybe a year old, and now they help me around the kitchen. They cook, they bake, and I wanted something to pass along to them as well, so I created tibu.com, where I blog my recipes. Something that I wanted to leave for them that I didn't get from my mom, but I took the inspiration from her flavors, the creativity, the neatness, the way she was organized. Right now that's bugging me. I'm going to wipe that. Using what is around. That's how I started, using what was around in the pantry and making something delicious out of it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.